Welcome to the All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe podcast, we're going to be talking about how age is just a number and how you can check out these masters athletes that are fitter than you. But before we get into that, I want to mention the Get Better Project, which is my at-home, home gym, any gym workout program that is designed for people that have worked out in the past but have gotten busy and are looking for a program that works, that they can follow in an hour or less a day, and that includes everything that they need, including a coach in myself that has 20 plus years of coaching experience, including a bachelor's of science from San Diego State in kinesiology. I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist. I have had a CrossFit level 1 certification for almost 10 years now. So I've been doing this for quite a while, and I would love to help you reach your fitness goals. If you're looking to just get in better shape for the summer, or you're looking to create some habits to be healthier and fitter for your whole life, like these athletes we're going to talk about today, head over to thegetbetterproject.com and go to the programs, or you can go straight there by going to thegetbetterproject.com/getbetter. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to have you in the program. And if you want to check out some free workouts, head over to Instagram every Wednesday, and you can go to the Get Better Project Instagram account, and we give a free workout from the program every Wednesday that you can try out before investing in the program. All right. So I talk with a lot of people all the time, and a common excuse that I hear is that I'm too old to do something, or if I was younger, I could do that. Or a lot of times we'll be out camping and things like this, and we would, because we live in a Sprinter van and we travel around the United States right now, we run into a lot of people that are in RVs, and we'll be working out at our campground, and people will be like, oh, when I was younger, or wait till you get older and see how you feel, blah, blah, blah. And I always look at them and I'm like, man, it's just an excuse, because I know so many people that are aging, that are older, that are doing amazing things. So I just was trying to figure out what to do this podcast on, and it struck me that I should gather a bunch of information to share with you so that you can see how age is just a number and how you can be super fit, in great shape at pretty much any age. So we're going to go through handful of people here that have accomplished some amazing things to hopefully try and prove to you that it doesn't matter what age you start getting into fitness or CrossFit or running or whatever it may be that you decide that you want to do, you can excel at it. You didn't have to be an athlete when you're younger. You can do it at any age. If you were an athlete when you were younger, but you took some time off, you can still get back into it. So we are going to jump right in here, and I'm going to give you some information that is going to blow your mind. All right. So the first person that I'm going to talk about is Ed Whitlock. Okay. Ed Whitlock was a gentleman that ran a 2-hour and 31-minute marathon at age 48. Okay. He then continued to run a 2-hour and 58-minute marathon at age 73. Okay. And Ed was the type of guy that ran when he was a teenager, but didn't run again until he was 40. All right. So there's an example of somebody that was not only running and doing some amazing things like marathons, but running them fast. Sub 3-hour marathon. I've never done that. And he did it at age 73. So go figure there. And I should note that I have links to all of these people's profiles and information on them. So you can go look at pictures of them and all that fun stuff by going to allaroundjoe.com/197. That's allaroundjoe.com/197. And I highly recommend that you go check out the show notes so you can put some visuals with these people that are doing these amazing things. So there's a guy named Charles Euster, Eugster. So in my research for this particular podcast, I was looking for people that have done some really amazing things, and I've known about several of these people, but I wanted to get more information and see if there's any outliers that I hadn't heard of. So this guy was published in an article on today.com as the world's fittest 96-year-old person. All right. And he shares his diet and exercise tips on this article. I thought it was really, really interesting when reading this article, and you should head over to allarounder.com/197 to click on the link to figure out what this guy is talking about. But one of the major things that he does is he's a bodybuilder, a runner, all of this stuff at age 96-year-old. And you would never think this guy was 96 if you saw him. He probably looks like he's in his 50s or 60s. And he says here, I love it because he had this list of things that people who are aging should do. And the one thing that stuck out the most was employ high intensity interval training. It takes less time to do and be good for your heart. All right. So this guy's 96 doing high intensity interval training in order to look ripped and look like he's not even close to 100 now. So you should definitely check this guy out, Charles Euster. And I've got a link to his article on today.com on my website, or on my website at the show notes at allarounder.com/197. This woman is awesome. Jeannie Rice. Okay. So just recently, Jeannie actually at age 70 ran the Chicago Marathon in 3 hours and 27 minutes. All right. Then earlier this year at age 71, she ran a half marathon in 1 hour and 38 minutes. So you got to think about that. That is around or a little bit less than a 7:30 minute mile pace, or mile per minute pace. So this woman is 71 years old and she is crushing it. She's running faster than I am for most things. I've never run a marathon or half marathon at that time. So there you have it. 71 years old. Jeannie Rice, you can Google her. She comes up with a bunch of articles. I couldn't find any social media profiles for her, which a lot of these people have. But you can see pictures of her. She's crushing it. It's not like she's shuffling at 7:30 minute or mile per minute pace. That is not slow running. Okay. Next up, we have a guy named Mark Jordan, who in 2015 at age 54 broke the world record for most pull-ups in a 24-hour period with 4,321. And this guy is jacked. So I would definitely recommend Googling Mark Jordan pull-ups and seeing what this guy looks like. And if anybody thinks that after you get over the age of 40, you can't build muscle, holy smokes, that is the biggest myth ever. So you should definitely check this guy out. Oh, something else that the Charles Euster, the 96-year-old bodybuilder and runner, said was that you need to make sure and eat enough or more protein in your diet. Go figure. So that you can build muscle. And he talks about building muscle in his 90s. So really cool stuff. And you should definitely check all of these people out. And the reason that I'm talking about this is because a lot of people have trouble even getting to the gym when they're younger, and they, start having these misconceptions. And then as soon as you hit 40, it's like, oh, I'm aging, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, everybody ages, but your habits are what is determining how you feel and like the ability that your body is going to have. And the other interesting thing is a lot of these people, when you read their bios and what they've done, is that they have had injuries, but they don't let injuries stop them, which is something that I feel like a lot of people that I talk to are scared of doing high intensity workouts and things like that because they get injured. Let me tell you, and I've always told people this, is that injuries are part of life. I mean, our bodies, sometimes we get into patterns that we don't recognize that are going to cause injury, and then we have the injury and then we stop doing those things rather than just rehabbing and continuing on, which is what the successful people do. Whether it's an injury, or you could think about it as like a job, like let's say you got fired from a job, do you just stop working? No, you just go find another one. Or you fail a project, do you stop doing those particular things? No, you learn from it and you just move forward. That is the same thing as injury. So you have to think of yourself as someone that just keeps moving forward. You don't go and have a muscle pull or hurt your back and then stop. You just figure out why that happened, if there was a particular reason or if it was just a fluke thing. And then you strengthen that particular area and you keep moving forward. It doesn't matter how old you are or anything. It's only going to hurt you to stop moving. So if you're, 26 or 96, you need to just take it with a grain of salt and then keep moving forward, keep building up yourself. Now we're going to move into, we've got a couple of CrossFitters here, which is awesome because CrossFit is actually redefining the way the aging athlete looks, feels, and what they're able to do, just because we've never seen that before. I mean, we've got these people like Ed Whitlock and Charles Euster and Jeannie Rice that I've mentioned, Mark Jordan, that are these outliers. But imagine if they had, found something like CrossFit early on and been doing these proven exercise techniques. So we've got this guy named Dave Hippensteel, which is actually funny because I've worked out with his daughter at CrossFit Invictus. And Dave is a 3 times CrossFit fittest man in the world in the 60 plus age group. Dave is just phenomenal. And you've got to either Google this guy, Dave Hippensteel. If you go just Dave Hip, I believe Dave Hip is his Instagram. Go and just see what this guy is doing. He's doing American Ninja Warrior stuff. He is an incredible CrossFit athlete. He back squats 350 pounds, deadlifts 408. He has Fran. So if you guys are not familiar with CrossFit, Fran is 21 thrusters, 21 pull-ups, 15 thrusters, 15 pull-ups, 9 thrusters, 9 pull-ups. It is a workout that will hurt your lungs. It makes your lungs feel like they're going to bleed. And this guy can do that workout in 3:37. All right. He's 60 plus years old. My best time is 2:38. So he gets all of that done in less than a minute more than what I can do. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. He can do 50 pull-ups in a row. 50. All right. So I highly recommend that you head over to actually my show notes at allaroundjoe.com/197 because I have links to Dave's Facebook, Instagram, and he did this article with the Whoop, which is a activity tracking device that I definitely use and recommend that people use. And they did this whole piece on how, he's a 60 plus year old athlete and all the things he's done and how he tracks his recovery and things like that by using a device like the Whoop. The next person I want to talk about is a woman named Shaun Harvard. Okay, Shaun has won the CrossFit Games fittest woman on earth twice in the 60 plus age group. Now listen to this. Shaun can back squat 200 pounds, deadlift 225, and she can do 17 pull-ups in a row. And it's fantastic. The people that are doing these things, they're just redefining what we think. So I just want to get across the idea that age is just a number, and it's how you train, how you move, and the habits that you're putting into your life, the type of person that you think of yourself as will determine what you're able to do. It's so sad that I see people that are aging and they stop doing things because they think of themselves as a number rather than as an athlete or as someone that can go do something. I mean, these people are totally redefining what we think of as age. Do you think that, Shaun Harvard or Dave Hippensteel would say, oh, I can't go on that hike because it's going to be too hard, or, I'm not going to go swimming with my grandkids or something like that? No, they're going to do all of that stuff. And there's no reason why you should limit yourself in any particular way at all. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but one of the really interesting things that I noticed was a lot of these people did start fitness or their fitness journey or their running journey later on in life. They didn't do it their whole life and then get into it. They, at 50 or 40 or whatnot, decide, hey, I need to get myself in shape. Maybe, some sort of medical issue came up and they had an eye-opening event or whatever it may be, but they hadn't been athletes their whole life and they got into it later on in life and still excelled at it. So if you have any kind of excuses that's keeping you from actually getting yourself in shape. Or if you're somebody that's listening to this and you're in your 20s or your 30s and you need the motivation to get your butt moving, imagine what you're going to be like when you're 60 if you've been training yourself to be awesome for 30 or 40 years. So the last person I'm going to talk about today is somebody called, I'm sure I'm going to mess up his name, Jacinto Bonilla. This guy is a 79-year-old CrossFit athlete. He's been to the CrossFit Games as the oldest athlete. At the CrossFit Games, he can back squat 265, deadlift 390, and can do 30 pull-ups in a row. So this is another guy that I highly recommend you check out on social media. Just get some inspiration. These guys are doing amazing things, and they're publishing it on social media so you can see it. It's not just, some numbers here or there, but with technology and social media the way it is today, we can see all of that stuff. We can get the information. We can look at it for motivation and get ourselves moving. I mean, it's so motivating to see some of these people. And I highly recommend really checking out Dave or David Hippensteel, because he publishes all kinds of stuff on his Instagram and Facebook pretty much every day of him doing, crazy pull-up routines for American Ninja Warrior or muscle ups or working out with his kids. I mean, this guy is just amazing, and he can be used as inspiration for you at any age. I mean, he inspires me watching him. So head over to allaroundjoe.com/197. Check out the show notes. I got links to all of these people that have social media profiles if they have them. So you can go and check them out and follow these people so you can get them into your daily life, your daily routine, which you should be, because these are just the things that we should be focusing on. These are the routines, the habits that we should be creating so that when we're at these people's age, or if you're listening to this, you're an older person, that you can start implementing right now. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. I can give you direction if you need to get started on who you should talk to, what kind of programs you should follow, all of that stuff. Just hit me up. I'd love it if you put it in the show notes below, but you can also contact me at joe@allaroundjoe.com. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you've been inspired as I have been in doing the research and looking at what these people are accomplishing. And there's so much more like this. This is just, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 examples of people that are just crushing it at an older age, but they're all over the place. It's not that hard to find these people. In fact, you could go to the games.crossfit.com and just click on the 60 plus age group or 50 plus or whatever you want to click on and look at these particular people. I mean, they're published there. You can see what their profiles, what their pictures look like, what kind of lifts they're doing, and you can get all of that motivation. So I hope this was inspiring for you guys. It was definitely fun for me to put this together, and I'll probably do it again as I find more people and hopefully interview some of these people on the Get Better Project podcast. And speaking of the Get Better Project, if you're ready to get started, you can go to getbetterproject.com/getbetter. We'd love to have you at daily workouts that are published on SugarWOD. And we have an amazing private Facebook community that talks about getting better and, where people are working out, what they're using for inspiration, diet, all that fun stuff. And you can do that by going to getbetterproject.com/getbetter. We'd love to have you in the program. All right, guys, that's what I have for you this week. The All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. I will see you on the next podcast.